You trusted someone completely. You gave them your time, your energy, maybe even your secrets. And they took all of it and used it against you. And the worst part, it wasn't a stranger. It was someone you loved, someone you never thought would do this to you. Right now, maybe you're sitting with that pain, that heavy, confusing, almost unbearable feeling of, why? Why would they do this? What did I do wrong? I want you to stop right there. Because Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds who ever studied the human soul, he had an answer for this. And honestly, it changed the way I see betrayal forever. Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you, it's not just going to explain what happened to you. It's going to change how you see yourself after this. Here's something nobody tells you about betrayal. It doesn't just hurt your heart. It shakes something much deeper, your entire sense of reality. Think about it. You had a version of this person in your mind, a version you believed in, a version you trusted with parts of yourself you don't show everyone. And then, one day, that version just collapsed. Jung called this a psychological rupture, and he said, this kind of pain is different from normal pain, because you're not just grieving a person. You're grieving a version of reality that no longer exists. You built something real in your mind, a relationship, a bond, a future maybe. And betrayal doesn't just hurt that bond. It makes you question everything, every memory, every conversation, every moment you thought was genuine. Was any of it real? That question, that's the real wound. And Jung understood this better than almost anyone. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Jung said something that took me a long time to fully understand. He said, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Think about what that means. The person who betrayed you, they weren't just acting on hate or even on intention. Jung believed that people who betray others are almost always running from something inside themselves. He called it the shadow. Every single one of us has a shadow. It's that dark, hidden part of our personality, the parts we refuse to look at, the insecurities, the shame, the fear, the parts we buried so deep we forgot they existed. And here's the painful truth. People who haven't faced their own shadow, they project it onto others. They hurt others. Not always because they want to, but because they don't know how to deal with what's inside them. The person who betrayed you was most likely running from their own shadow. That doesn't make what they did okay, not even close. But it means their betrayal was never really about you. It was about them, about their unhealed wounds, their unresolved darkness. You were just there. And that's the hardest thing to accept. But let's talk about you now, because that's what really matters here. Jung said that betrayal, real, deep betrayal, it doesn't just wound you, it initiates you. That's a powerful word. Initiation. Like you've been pushed through a door you never wanted to walk through. And on the other side, you're different. You see things you couldn't see before. You start noticing patterns you ignored, red flags you explained away, moments where something felt wrong, but you told yourself you were overthinking. Jung believed that our deepest pain always carries a hidden gift, not immediately, not while you're in the middle of it, but eventually. Because betrayal forces you to do something most people spend their whole lives avoiding. It forces you to look inward. When the external world breaks your trust, You have nowhere left to go but inside yourself. And that journey inward? According to Jung, that's where real transformation begins. He called it individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are, stripping away the false, the comfortable, the safe, and finding the real you underneath all of it. And sometimes, betrayal is the thing that starts that process. Now I want to give you something practical, something Jung actually taught. When you've been betrayed, your mind does something automatic. It focuses entirely on the other person, what they did, why they did it, how they could do this. Jung said, that's natural, but it's also where most people stay stuck. The real healing? It starts when you turn that same attention inward. Not to blame yourself. Please hear me on that. This is not about blaming yourself for what happened. It's about asking a different question. Instead of, why did they do this to me? Ask, what does this pain reveal about me? What did I ignore? What did I need to believe that kept me in this situation? These questions are uncomfortable. They're supposed to be. Because the answers, those answers hold the key to making sure this never happens to you the same way again. Jung said the most courageous thing a human being can do is face their own inner world honestly. Most people never do it. Most people find it easier to stay angry at the person who hurt them. And that anger is valid. Feel it. Don't suppress it. But don't live in it. Here's what I want you to really hear right now. The fact that you trusted someone deeply, that's not weakness. That is one of the rarest, most beautiful forms of courage. In a world where most people keep walls up, you chose to be open. You chose to believe in someone. And yes, they broke that trust. That's on them. That will always be on them. But your capacity to trust, to feel, to connect deeply, that's yours. And no betrayal can take that from you unless you let it. Jung said, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Read that again. You are not this betrayal. You are not this wound. You are not the story of what they did to you. You are what you choose to build from here. And the people who go through real betrayal and do the inner work, they come out the other side with something most people will never have: clarity, an unshakable understanding of who they are and what they will and will not accept in their life. That is not nothing. That is everything. I want to leave you with one last thought. Right now, wherever you are in this, whether the betrayal just happened or it was years ago and you're still carrying it, you are not alone in this feeling. Millions of people have sat exactly where you're sitting, with exactly this weight. And the ones who healed? They didn't heal by forgetting. They healed by understanding. If this video made you feel seen today, if something here touched something real inside you, please leave a comment below, even just one word. I read every single one. And if you're ready to go deeper into your own inner world, subscribe to the Inner Persona. Every single week, we explore the psychology of healing, transformation, and becoming the most powerful version of yourself, because your journey inward is just beginning. And I'll be here every step of the way.